Hi guys, welcome to another video, another unscheduled one. It's a bit of an upgrade, so I thought I'd share what's going on. So, long story short, the 3080 Ti that I've been using, it's an amazing card, but for triples on ACC, I have to knock the graphics down a bit to get a good frame rate. So, with DLSS enabled, I get about 90 FPS, something like that, which is fine, but you can see the blurring of cars in the distance going across the screen, where it's making sacrifices to give you a good frame rate, which does work great, but it really bothers me. You know, I want to really push them frames. I like to have everything maxed out. So it's 4090 time. So I went for I got my free hat. Yep, it said deal of the day, and I clicked on it and I thought, what deal? It's just normal full price. Then I realised that they give you a free cap. I got a few of these now, so yeah, thank you, Scan. I think I'd preferred £5 knocked off the card than another hat. Anyway, I'm joking. So I went for the MSI Suprim X. I would have preferred EVGA because for the last few generations I've used EVGA and I love their cards, but since they left, since they stopped doing graphics cards, the ones that I like are MSI and Asus. But the Asus one was £600 more than this for the Strix. And this looks like the better card anyway, so I mean, wow, Asus, these are crazy priced anyway, but the Strix, whew, there's just no chance. So, it looks gorgeous. There we go, so cue the Halo music. If it'll open, pretty heavy. And there we go. Bit of foam. Mousepad. The cable of, well, some people have had problems with these cables. I'll get to that shortly. Yeah, it comes with a GPU support bracket, which is probably not massively needed because even though it says it's a dual slot card, it's actually a triple slot. There's you'll have 3 screws holding it. But nice they include it. Well, wouldn't be able to use this in mine because I've got fans at the bottom. Yeah, it's all metal, nicely machined. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have cases, you know, with the power supply in the bottom, with a shroud that you can just pop that in. It'll probably work great. Alright then. Anti-static bag incoming. Oh my god. This is heavy. Some instructions. Okay. Oh my god. This is a lot bigger. Seeing these on YouTube where like this, like you see in this now, I mean they look big, but when you're holding one, that is a massive card. Absolutely massive. So I like what they've done. It's not like their Gaming X Trio where they tend to be quite colourful cards. This is all metal. I don't think there's any plastic other than like the fans. Yeah, very nice. Kind of a classy looking card. To be honest, this kind of reminds me a bit of EVGA's style, how they, you know, like for the Win 3 I've got in an old PC over there, and the Ultra that I got in this. Yeah. This had better be good for the money. Okay, let's pick a few bits off. I love this bit. I do this all day. Just peeling off. Oh, no, don't go in there. There we go. That's that all peeled off. Then we've got some on the front. Right, and then the top piece I'll do last. Need to make sure you got a full size case for this. It does take up it's going to take up a lot of space. It'll look better though because the case won't look so empty. What I used to do years ago when it was the 900 series cards and the 1080s, I'd always buy 2 of them and run them in SLI, and it used to fill the case lovely, but since they stopped, you know, SLIs are relevant now, so big cases tend to look empty with just one card in, but the size they are now, that should look good. Okay, just have a little tidy up. Oh, might as well leave that in there. Okay, step 1, so let's change camera angle and I'll swap it and I'll compare them. Okay, so as you can see, we are ready for the swap. So these cables, people had these burning up when the 4090 came out, they were melting. When you've plugged that in, you've got to be careful that you don't bend these cables because they're quite stiff. You've got to leave a 3.5cm gap from the end of the plug, so you know, about here. So basically, like, kind of bend it like that, say somewhere in the middle, but not too tight, just to be safe. You do need 4 PCIe cables, so you gotta make sure your power supply is enough. I think it says that you need an 850 minimum. To be honest, I think I'd just go with 1000, because if you're laying out the kind of cash that these cost, I wouldn't cheap out on a power supply. So get a good, you know, gold rated or platinum rated power supply. I'm using the Corsair HX 1000 in this, and it's got plenty of PCIe outs on it. Don't use daisy chained cables. You need 4 individual supplies, because it might boot up with daisy chained ones, but you'll probably struggle to get its full power. You know, could cause problems. So this is so much bigger than a 3080 Ti. I mean, absolutely dwarfs it. So I've moved my Camlink card to the bottom because this is going to cover that second one, I think. Yeah, I think it'll cover it, so it's probably better to... Ooh, have I missed a little bit of... I thought I missed a bit of tape on the front then. Okay, so unplug time. I wonder if this will go... Don't know whether it's going to be better to bring it down the bottom or go through the top. It's probably going to be better to go through the top. There's not that much space though with the 24 pin. So I'll figure that out anyway when I get to it. These formula boards are cool. You don't have to try and get your finger in there to press the tab to pop the card out. They've got a button there that you press and it pushes it out. So we will need I need to take a third one out here. Okay, it should just pop right out. There we go. Wow, this feels small now. I thought this was a big card when I first put it in. Right. So there's the comparison. And a thickness comparison. Don't know how well you can see this because the lighting isn't that great in here. But just wow, big weight difference. Okay, let's peel this off. Oh, that feels so good. Right then, now the fractal tolerant case does come with a GPU support bracket that you put into the slots there, so I will fit that. It might not need it, but I'm still going to fit it. I think if it's there, might as well use it. Okay, right. Don't forget to take the plastic cover off. Well, in you go. Don't want to force it. It's just having trouble fitting down the side of the motherboard. Right. Just bring it towards me a bit. I might as well pop these out as well, just in case they're touching this part here. Don't want to push too hard. There we go. Okay. Wow, that is pretty insane, the size of that. At least this case has got great airflow. Although these do actually run pretty cool, from what I've been reading. And the old 3080 Ti runs quite a hot running card. Well, it's not mega hot, just it would get into the low 70s when it was going full pelt. Oh, I could do with the magnetic screwdriver out the shed. One in, so tighten it up, then back it off a touch so I can wiggle the other two in. That's two. This middle one's going to be a bit trickier, so I'll just have to bring it towards me. Okay. So when you're tightening up a GPU, it's always worth holding that up a bit when you tighten it so that when you let it go, it'll clamp it without it sagging so much. To be honest, that's not bad. There's not much sag there at all. So the card has blocked up the hole there. Although I can get to the bottom part of the hole, so it's probably best don't know whether to go at the top or the bottom. Does look nice. So we've got the two PCIEs here. Now I've got another two that I plugged in that are sitting at the back ready to come through. It's a shame you won't be able to see these braided cables now, since this is going to be the predominant cable that you're going to see. Which way? Oh, sorry. Just insert that cable. I'm scared of breaking this cable. Yeah, I think that looks a bit janky bending over the top. I think I'm going to just carefully bend these down and have them underneath like this. So, pop them in. And then I can pull them, I'll pull them back through the back a little bit so that they're not, I mean they're not going to, the fans have got these guards on so they could sit there, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do it neater. I'll just plug them in to begin with. Yeah, having the power supply in the top gives you loads of advantages, especially with airflow. But you do have slightly less room for cables in the top compared to having a shroud and all that space in the bottom. Okay, now there's one. And there's two. Here's one of them I was telling you about. This is a daisy chain cable that you don't want to use one of these to hook up to two of them. Just use the one, leave the other piece there. Don't know if this is going to be long enough actually. Let's find out. It is. Just. I'm going to have to get a couple more of these Corsair braided cables. It's going to bug me if I leave it like this with two black and white ones and two that are just black. That one. Oh, hang on. Alright, it's a different clip. Yeah, that side's a PCIe, this side is a CPU. So slightly different pattern. Won't be a mo. There we go. Actually, I might be able. Put the splitter end at that end. Now, you've got to do the splitter at this end. Shame that. I could just cut these off, put a little bit of heat shrink over them so that, because I'll never use the daisy chain part of these. Maybe, I might do it that way. Pull them back a bit. So yeah, I mean, something like that. I'm going to go in and tidy the daisy chain pieces that hang in there. I'll get some cable ties on them, and then I'll order a couple more of these PCIe single cables that are black and white, so that it at least matches up. That's going to annoy me that I know that's not matching. But I'll use it like this for now. I'll just tidy the wires up, then we'll go to the PC and see what sort of benchmark we get. I'll do a Fire Strike or something like that. So, okay, I'm going to tidy this wiring up, hook it all up, and then I'll see you in a moment.